Hey kawan, welcome to EDCReady. Today we have a knife unboxing and first impressions. As you can see from this logo, it is the Ganzo knife. They have apparently rebranded and changed their name to F3 knife. So it says here, thank you for choosing FB knife Firebird. Oh, it's from the Firebird line. Produced by Ganzo. So the FB knife will help you deal with all kinds of issues from wilderness survival and daily life, all kinds of outdoor troubles. FB knife series knives will make you confident, applicable for traveling, mountaineering, and so on and so forth. Contains a sharp blade, handled with care, keep away from kids. Now the model here is the F753M1 in black, and then we have some more information back here and the Firebird logo right there. So they've taken the word Ganzo off of here and then they just kept that. So let's do the first impression. That is the box, very standard paper box. We have here on the inside, we have this little wrap here, which comes with a lot of Ganzo knives. Let me get the other one. There we go. This also comes from, this is from an older Ganzo that I had. Some of you guys who've been following the channel for a long while would know this. So it has changed a little bit. They've taken out the word Firebird. TM has changed to an R. And on the back here we have Ganzo tools, and then we still have Ganzo tools on the back here as well. So nice to see that there are some changes over time, but we are here for the knife. Now this guy right here, I believe this is one of the 3-inch knives. Let me just take out my calipers right here. And as you can see here, we still have the Ganzo G-Lock. It is very similar to an axis lock. This is an axis lock from Benchmade. However, this axis lock, the spring of the axis lock have actually broken, has snapped both of them. So this is now a slip joint. So just keep that in mind. I've never had that happen to any one of my Ganzos before, but it has happened on my Benchmade. So one thing I actually want to try is that, can the Omega springs in here fit into this guy? And that's kind of why I bought this, because if I were to buy some new aftermarket ones, it would actually be more expensive than this entire knife. So let's talk about this knife. What do we have here? We have the simple shallow carry pocket clip that they have in Ganzos. It is a bit smaller than my original one, but it does have the 3 screws right there as normal. We have the blue anodized screws on the outside right here. We have some nice G10 on the outside. Very nice. And then as always, full steel liners, unlike the Benchmade bug out, which has no liners at all, but it still has 2 standoffs in the back there. Very, very nice. We do have some gaps in the liners right there. As you can see, some parts here are flush onto the G10, which is nice. If it will only focus. There we go. It's kind of flush onto the G10, which is nice. But some parts right here, you are going to see a bit of a gap from the liner to the G10. So, but this is way cheaper than this guy. This is about $20 knife. This is about $143 knife. 75 ringgit to about 600 ringgit here in Malaysia. So let's check out the action. So one thing about Ganzo knives, ooh, that closing action is nice. One thing about Ganzo knives is that their springs seem to be a lot stronger than the Benchmade springs, and that's probably why they seem to last longer than the Benchmade springs. But this guy actually comes pretty nice out of the box. Now, it does take a bit of an effort to pop it out, because the design of the lock face and the sliding bar lock seems to have less of a detent than the Benchmade, but definitely the string is stronger. The spring is stronger. I can feel that when I try to pull it back. In terms of action, does it have any blade play? No blade play, up or down. So this is a solid lockup. It doesn't drop shut all the way, but at the same time, it is a solid lockup. Okay, it kind of drops down halfway. That's probably because the pivot's a little tight. But I'll let you guys know on that when I do the full disassembly. Ergonomics are really nice. It does have a little bit more chunk to it than the bug out, but it does have nice rounded edges. And then it does have all these finger grooves that your finger can go into, with a little bit of grooving, jimping right here. On the top of the blade, completely smooth, no jimping. You have some nice rounding of the edges at the top here. It's not a rounded edge, but the edges of there are rounded. Sorry, it's not a rounded stock, but the edges here are rounded, so that's nice. No jimping, so it does feel a little bit slippery, but the grips on the G10 and the jimping up here really help it lock into the hand. A little bit smaller than my previous Ganzo, but it does fit in my small hands quite nicely. I get a full 4-finger grip here. There is no place to choke up, but the ergonomics here are very nice. The pocket clip kind of ends up right here in the meat of your hand. So all in all, a very nice knife. Ganzos tend to come out really sharp out of the box, and this is no exception. Like, you can see how tall the grind is at the tip. There we go, how tall the grind is at the tip right there, the secondary grind. And that kind of sharpness kind of goes all the way, yeah, it kind of goes all the way from the tip, which is nice and pointy, all the way to the edge. Very, very nice. Nice thin stock. Is it thinner than the bug out? Yep, definitely is thicker than the bug out, and it's a saber grind, it's not a full flat grind. However, it does come to a very nice keen edge. Okay guys, the thumb studs actually do stick out a little bit, but they're kind of like discolored a little bit. You can see here, this part here is completely blue, but this part right here has some kind of browning on the when it gets closer to the blade. Okay guys, that is it. Do stick around for the full disassembly video, and I'll let you guys know what I think about this guy in the full review. Thanks and stay ready.